Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this drawstring bag which can be closed up like that. So for my bag I used a 4mm crochet hook and US terms. So thank you very much for watching and please subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a magic circle. So to do a magic circle you want to take your yarn and you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the yarn around your finger once and then wrap the yarn back over your finger to create a cross like that. You then want to take your crochet hook and go underneath the first loop of the cross and then using your crochet hook pick up the second loop of the cross and pull it through like that. Then take your finger out and you have a magic circle, and we are ready to move on to round one of our bag. So to begin round one, the first thing that you want to do is you want to chain one. So chain one. And we are now going to work 8 single crochets into our circle. So we are going to work 8 single crochets into the magic circle. So to do a single crochet, you want to take your crochet hook and insert it in through the magic circle, then yarn over and pick up a loop, then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook like that. So that is one single crochet and you want to do 8. So insert your hook through the magic circle, pull up a loop and then yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So that's 2 and we want 8. So there's 3 and 4, 5, 6. So once you have worked 8 single crochets into your magic ring, we are now going to finish off round one by closing up our magic ring or our magic circle. So to do that, you want to take your straggler end or your tail here and you simply want to pull this. So pull your tail or your straggler end like that, and that will close up your magic circle. So we have now completed round one, but before we move on to round two, we need to set up a stitch marker. And in our bag, we're not going to be using slip stitches. We're not going to be using slip stitches. So our work is going to be worked kind of in a continuous spiral. So we need to set up a stitch marker to show us where each new round begins and where each round ends. So for my stitch marker, I'm just going to be using an odd piece of yarn, preferably in a different colour, and you just want to place this just after the stitch that we have just worked. So just after our final single crochet, just place that stitch marker or that piece of yarn there, and when we next reach this piece of yarn, we will know that that is the end of that round and we are ready to move on to the next round. So once you have done that, we are ready to move on to round two. Is a very simple round. We are simply going to work 3 double crochets into each stitch. So into each stitch around, you want to work 3 double crochets into each stitch. So to do a double crochet, you yarn over and go into the stitch. So go into the first stitch and make sure that you are not going into the chain one that we did. Make sure that you are going into the first single crochet and then yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops and then yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops. That is 1 double crochet and we want to work 2 more into this same space. So yarn over and go back into the stitch and work a second double crochet and then yarn over and go back into the same stitch and work a third double crochet. So that is 3 double crochets all into one stitch, and you want to repeat that all the way around for round 2. You want to do 3 double crochets into each stitch or into each single crochet from the round before. have just worked that all the way around for round 2, so that was 3 double crochets into each stitch, and I can tell that I have come to the end as I have reached my stitch marker. The next stitch is worked after the stitch marker, and therefore I know that I have come to the end of this round. So before I move on to round 3, I'm going to move my stitch marker, so I'm just going to pull it out and place it just after the stitch that I have just worked, and that way I will know when my next round ends. And we are now ready to move on to round 3. So round 3 is also a very simple round. You are going to work 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next stitch, but then 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and then repeat that all the way around. 1 single crochet into one stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, but then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and repeat that all the way around for round 3. So we're going to go into the first stitch and work 1 single crochet, and then we are going to work 1 single crochet into the next stitch, but then into the next stitch we are going to work 2 single crochets, both into this stitch, and then repeat that again. 1 single crochet into the first stitch, 1 single crochet into the second stitch along, but then 2 into the next. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 all the way along for round 3. So I have just repeated that all the way around for round 3. So that was 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch. And I have worked my final set, and I have come to the end, as I can tell by my stitch marker. So I am now going to move my stitch marker like that before I begin round 4. So round 4 is also a simple round. You want to work 1 double crochet into the first stitch and then 2 double crochets into the next, then 1 into the next, 2 into the next, 1 into the next, 2 into the next, all the way around. So we're going to yarn over and go into the first stitch and work 1 double crochet into this stitch, and then yarn over and go into the next stitch and work 2 double crochets into this stitch, and then repeat that again. 1 double crochet into the next stitch, 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and just do that all the way around for round 4. So I have worked that all the way around for round 4, so that was 2 double crochets into one stitch and 1 double crochet into the next, and I have come to the end of my round. So I'm going to remove my stitch marker and move it like that, and I am now ready to move on to round 5 of my bag. Round 5 is just going to be a round of single crochets. You just want to work 1 single crochet into each stitch around for round 5. So into every single stitch you want to work 1 single crochet. Very simple. Just 1 single crochet into each stitch around for round 5. So I have just completed round 5, which was a round of single crochets, 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I am now moving on to round 6. So I'm going to move my stitch marker, and for round 6 we are going to be using double crochets, and you want to work 1 double crochet into 5 stitches and then 2 double crochets into the next stitch, and repeat that all the way around. So you are going to work a double crochet into one stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. So 5 individual double crochets, but then into the next stitch, so the 6th stitch along, you want to work 2 double crochets both into that stitch, and then repeat that again and again and again for row 6. So you want to yarn over and go into the stitch and work 1 double crochet into the first stitch, and then work 1 double crochet into the second stitch and 1 double crochet into the third stitch and the fourth and then the fifth. So that was 5 individual double crochets, but then into the next stitch, the 6th stitch along, you want to work 2 double crochets both into this stitch. Like that, and just repeat that again and again for row 6. 1 double crochet, 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 2 double crochets. Just repeat that all the way around. So I worked that all the way around for round 6. So that was 1 double crochet into 5 stitches and then 2 double crochets into the next. And then I actually came to the end of round 6 and I moved my stitch marker and moved on to round 7. And round 7 was just 1 round of single crochets. So you want to do 1 single crochet into every single stitch for round 7. So simply work a single crochet into each stitch all the way around for round 7. And I have already done that, so I am now going to move on to round 8. But before I do that, I'm going to move my stitch marker. So for round 8, you want to work 1 double crochet into each stitch around. So into every single stitch, you want to work 1 double crochet. And do that all the way around for round 8. So round 7 was 1 single crochet into each stitch, and round 8 is 1 double crochet into each stitch. So just work 1 double crochet into each stitch for round 8. Once you have completed round 8, you have now completed the base of your bag. So we have completed the base of the bag and we are now going to begin working on the upper part of our bag. And the upper part of our bag is very simple. It consists of just 2 rows, rows 1 and row 2. And those 2 rows are just repeated again and again and again and again until you feel that your bag is tall enough. So we are going to do round or row 1, and then we will do round 2, then round 1 again, then round 2, then round 1, then round 2, again and again and again and again for as long as you like. And I will show you how to do that now. So you want to start off by moving your stitch marker. The upper part of our bag is worked in a continuous spiral just like the base. So therefore we need to use our stitch marker to see where each round ends and where each new round begins. So we are going to move our stitch marker before moving on to the first round. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So into this first stitch here, you want to work a single crochet. But whilst working this single crochet, I am also going to change colours. And changing colours is completely optional. You do not have to do this. And if you don't want to change colours, just continue with the colour that you were using and work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. But for me, I want the upper part of my bag to be striped. So I'm going to change colours at the beginning of each new round. So I'm going to change colours whilst working my single crochet. So I'm going to insert my hook into the very first stitch as I would with a regular single crochet, and yarn over and pull up a loop as I would with any regular single crochet. But usually to complete my single crochet, I would yarn over and pull through these 2 loops. And if you don't want to change colours, that is what you want to do. But I'm going to complete my single crochet using my new colour. So I'm simply going to drop the colour that I am using at the moment and then pick up my new colour here. And I'm going to place my new colour over the end of my hook like that and complete my single crochet using this new colour. So just pull this new colour through, and that will complete the single crochet, and at the same time you have changed colours, and you can continue on with this round or this row using your new colour. So you now just want to take your scissors and cut the yarn that you were using. So you want to cut the colour that you were using at the beginning, but you want to make sure that you leave a nice tail that you can weave into the inside of your bag so that it is nice and secure. If you don't leave a tail, then your work will come undone. So you need to leave a tail and then weave this in securely into the inside of your bag. And we are now going to continue on with the rest of our round using our new colour. So we have worked a single crochet into the very first stitch and changed colours whilst doing that, and we are now going to chain one. So we have done a single crochet and then chained one. So you now want to skip the next stitch. So we are going to skip this next stitch here, and into the next one you want to work a double crochet, then a chain one, then a double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, skip the next stitch, and into the next one work a double crochet, a chain one, and then a double crochet, all into this stitch, like that. So once you have done that, so that was a single crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, then double crochet, chain one, double crochet into the next stitch. You want to chain one again and then skip the next stitch. So chain one and skip the next stitch. And from this point onwards, you simply want to repeat the set of stitches that we have just done all the way around for the first round of the upper part of our bag. So that was single crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, then double crochet, chain one, double crochet into the next stitch, then chain one and skip the next stitch. So we're going to repeat that all the way around again and again and again for the first round of the upper part of our bag. So we have chained one and skipped the next stitch, so we are going to begin our next repetition. So I'm going to go into the next stitch, making sure that we have skipped this stitch here as the last part of our last repetition. So go into the next stitch and work a single crochet, and this time of course we are not changing colours as we did at the very beginning. And you then want to chain one, then skip the next stitch, and into the next one work double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Like that, then chain one again and skip the next stitch. So there we have repeated that again, and you want to just continue with this all the way around for round one of the upper part of our bag. So I'm going to begin my next repeat or my next repetition. So I'm going to go into the next stitch, making sure that I did skip a stitch at the end of my last repetition, then chain one, skip the next stitch, and into the next stitch work double crochet, chain one, double crochet, all into this stitch. Then chain one again and skip the next stitch. And doing that you get this V-stitch effect. Like this, you get a V-stitch effect. So just repeat that all the way around for round one of the upper part of our bag. So I have just worked that all the way around for round one of the upper part of our bag, and I have come to the end and I have worked my last repetition. So that was single crochet, chain one, skip the next stitch, double crochet, chain one, double crochet, then chain one and skip the last stitch. And we have now come to the end of that round. I have worked my last repetition and I am ready to move on to round two of the upper part of my bag. So I'm going to move my stitch marker like that, And you don't need your stitch marker so much if you are changing colours, as it's obvious where you have come to the end of your row because there's a new colour. But I'm going to move mine anyway, and I'm ready to move on to round 2. So we are now on to round 2 of the upper part of our bag, and as I mentioned before, the upper part of our bag consists of just 2 rounds that are repeated again and again and again. So we are on to the second round of the 2 rounds, and once we have completed this round, we will go back and repeat round 1 that we just did. But we are now on to round 2, and we are going to start off by working a single crochet into the chain 1 space in between the 2 double crochets from last round. So last round we worked double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all into the stitch. So this creates a V here, so I will call this a V from now on. And we are going to go into this space, so into the space here, and work a single crochet. And as with last round, I want to change colours. I want to have a new colour for this round. So I'm going to change colours whilst working this single crochet. Now if you don't want to change colours, then just work a single crochet as normal. But if you do want to change colours like me, then we are going to change colours in the same way that we did last round. So we are going to work a single crochet into this space, but we are not going to complete our single crochet with this colour. You want to drop the colour that you are using and pick up a new colour. So pick up your new colour, put it on your crochet hook and pull it through. You can then cut the yarn that you are using, so cut the colour that you are using, and then continue on with round 2 using your new colour. So we have started round 2 by working a single crochet into this chain 1 space or into the top of this V, and I have changed colours whilst working this single crochet. And remember, when cutting your yarn, you want to leave a nice long tail that you can weave in. So we have worked 1 single crochet, and we now want to chain 1. So single crochet and then chain 1. So what we are now going to do is we are now going to work 3 double crochets into the single crochet from last round. So we have this single crochet here, which is in between these 2 V's, and you want to yarn over and go into the single crochet, and into this single crochet you want to work 3 double crochets all into this single crochet. So there's 1, and there's a second one, and then there is a third. So we did single crochet into the top of the V, we then chained 1 and then worked 3 double crochets into the single crochet. And you now want to chain 1 like that. And you want to repeat that set of stitches all the way around for round 2. That single crochet into the top of the V or into the chain 1 space in between the 2 double crochets, then chain 1, then work 3 double crochets into the single crochet from last round, then chain 1 again, and just repeat that again and again and again for round 2. So I'm going to move on to my next repetition. So I'm going to go into the top of the V here or into the chain 1 space and work a single crochet, and then going to chain 1, and then into the single crochet I'm going to work 3 double crochets all into this single crochet. There's 2, and there's 3, and then I'm going to chain 1. So I have repeated that again, and I'm just going to do that all the way around for round 2. So I have just repeated that all the way around for round 2. So that looks like that. I've repeated it all the way around 2 and done my last repeat. So I have worked my last single crochet into the top of the last V and then chained 1. So that is rounds 1 and 2 of the upper part of our bag completed, and as I mentioned before, the rest of the upper part of our bag is just a repetition of those 2 rounds. You just want to repeat round 1 again and round 2 and round 1 again and round 2. So there is only going to be a slight difference now because round 1 was originally worked just onto a flat layer of double crochets down here. it was just a flat layer of double crochets, but now we need to work round 1 onto round 2. So onto the round we've just completed, which is not a flat layer of double crochets. So the last time that we worked round 1 down here, the purple round, we started off by working a single crochet. But this time we are actually going to start off by working a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet into this first single crochet here. So here we have the first single crochet of round 2, which I also changed colours in. So into this single crochet, to start our repeat of round 1, we are just going to change up where we start a bit. So we are going to start on a V, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, instead of a single crochet. So into this first single crochet here, you want to work a V, so double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. But whilst I work the first double crochet of that V, I'm also going to change colours. So I'm going to yarn over and go into the single crochet and work a double crochet, but I'm not going to complete my double crochet as I'm going to change colours. So I'm going to take my new colour and I'm going to pull this through like that. I'm then going to fasten off the colour that I was using and continue on with this round, which is a repeat of round 1, using my new colour. So I have done a double crochet and changed colours at the same time, and I'm now going to chain 1 and work another double crochet into the same space, so into the same single crochet. So there I have my first V, and it is half and half with colours, but you won't notice that as it is worked in a continuous spiral. And this is the exact same as round 1, but like I said, it is slightly different as the first time we worked round 1 was worked on a flat row of double crochets, whereas this round 1 is worked onto a row 2, so it is slightly different. So in the same way as last time we worked round 1, after we do a V, you want to chain 1. And I also forgot to mention that I have moved my stitch marker as well. So we have done a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and then chained 1 again. So we have done a V and then chained 1 into the single crochet. So the single crochet is going to be worked into the middle of this 3 double crochet set here. So you want to go into the second double crochet and work a single crochet. You then want to chain 1 and into this single crochet here, work the double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So yarn over and go into the single crochet and work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then chain 1 again. So there we have done the same set of stitches as we did before with round 1, and like I said, this is the exact same as round 1, it's just the positioning which is slightly different as it is not on a straight set of double crochets. So you just want to repeat that again and again and again. So we are going to work the single crochet into the middle of the 3 double crochets, then chain 1, then into the single crochet, work the V. So work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And then chain 1 again. And continue this all the way around. Single crochet into the middle of the 3 double crochets, then chain 1, then double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the single crochet. And then chain 1 again. And doing this, you get the V's slotted into the V's like that, and that is what you want. And you just want to repeat this all the way around. So I have just repeated that all the way around, and that was a simple repeat of round 1 for the upper part of our bag. And I have worked my final repeat and chained 1 to finish, And I am now moving on to the next row or the next round, which is going to be a repeat of round 2. So this next round is a repeat of round 2, and this round is going to be worked in the exact same way as round 2 was worked before. So I have moved my stitch marker, and in the same way as we last started round 2, you want to work a single crochet into the top of the first V here, or into the chain 1 space. So I'm going to work a single crochet into this stitch, but whilst working my single crochet, I am also going to change colours. So I am going to not complete my single crochet with this colour, but instead I am going to change colours and finish off my single crochet using my new colour. So I'm going to take my new colour and pull it through like that. And then I'm going to cut the yarn that I was using, leaving a tail to weave in later. So once I have done my single crochet and changed colours, I am now going to chain 1. So I have worked a single crochet and chained 1, and I am now going to work 3 double crochets into the next single crochet from last round. So 3 double crochets. And then I'm going to chain 1 again. So I have done single crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochets, chain 1. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around in the same way as I did last time I worked round 2. So that's single crochet into the top of the V, and then chain 1, and then 3 double crochets into the single crochet, and then chain 1 again. Like that all the way around. So I have worked that all the way along. So that was my second repeat of round 2, and this is what I have. So I have come to the very end, and I have worked a final single crochet and chain 1 into the last V from last round, and I have also then just moved my stitch marker, and I am now ready to move on to my next round, which is another round of row 1. So it's another repeat of row or round 1. So I'm moving on to the next round, which is a repeat of round 1, and this repeat is going to be the exact same as the second round 1 that we worked. So not this very first one here, but the second one. And the only difference from that one to the very first one was the extra V at the very beginning. So we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're going to go into the first single crochet that we worked at the beginning of last round, and into this stitch we are going to work double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into this stitch. So it's just an extra V stitch here. So I'm going to yarn over and go into the stitch, so into the first single crochet, and work a double crochet, but I'm not going to complete it as I'm going to change colours. So I have done a double crochet and chained 1, and I am now going to do a second double crochet into the same space and then chain 1. So there is my extra V, and I'm now just going to continue on with round 1. Okay, so I am coming to the end of my bag, and this is what I have. And I have worked 12 rows of the upper part of my bag in total. So I worked 6 repeats of row 1 and row 2. And I have come to the end of my very last row, and I have finished on a row 2, and I would recommend that you do the same. So make your last row a row 2, and then you get this nice kind of bumpy effect at the top. And when finishing off your very last row, you want to finish off by working a slip stitch. So I have worked my last single crochet, and I'm now going to chain 1, and then I'm going to finish off row 2 and finish off my bag by working a slip stitch into the center or the second double crochet here of this 3 double crochet set. So you want to insert your hook into the second double crochet and then pull your yarn through and through again. and that is a slip stitch. So you can now cut your yarn that you were using, leaving a tail to weave in later, and pull your yarn all the way through like that. And you now want to weave all of your ends into the inside of your bag. So I have already weaved all of my ends into the inside of the bag, and we are almost done. And the last thing that we need to do is we need to make our drawstring and weave our drawstring through our bag. So the last thing that we need to do for our drawstring bag is we need to make the drawstring. So I have finished the bag and weaved all of the ends in, and I have gone ahead and made a drawstring. So you could use whatever you want for your drawstring. You could just use a piece of yarn, or you could use a ribbon or some rope. But I have taken 6 pieces of my yarn, so I have 6 pieces of thin yarn, and I have knotted them, leaving a little tassel, and then I have plaited all of these 6 pieces all the way down, and then made another knot at the end and made another tassel. So here I have my drawstring, and like I said, you can use whatever you like for your drawstring. And we are going to finish off our bag by weaving our drawstring into our bag. So we are going to weave our drawstring into a round 1. So into a round 1 where we have the V-stitch like this. And I'm going to use the second round 1 from the top. So here is my last round 1 that I worked, and here is the one before that. So I'm going to weave my drawstring in through this round. So you very simply just want to weave your drawstring in and out of this round. So I'm going to go behind the V stitches here and then in front of the single crochets. So I'm just going to put my drawstring through there and then bring it out around the other side, and then go in front of the single crochet. And you just want to do this all the way around, and you can use your crochet hook to help you if you want. And you need to make sure that your drawstring is long enough so that your bag can be opened up all the way. So just go in and out. Okay, so I have weaved my drawstring all the way around, and this is what I have. And now you can pull your drawstring to close up your bag, or you can pull it open, and you can tie a knot here, or you can tie a bow. And so that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos, and thanks again for watching. Bye!